Praised be Jesus Christ. If you look at the image, our heaven window of the Black Madonna, it is shrouded in a black color, a black scarf, and you may think, or know at least, it's November, the month of remembrance. Actually, remembrance and Thanksgiving. We give thanks for who we remember. You may have seen the movie Coco, where this musician tries to get through life and become famous, and all his escapades and his troubles and his challenges, even going into heaven. But the center of the actual movie is a Day of the Dead table in Mexican tradition. Very colorful, very beautiful and expressive. We're going to try to put together, or give you some ideas on putting one together at home. And the center of the Mexican-American tradition particularly is an image of each person that died. And each person that died whose image is on the table is remembered in heaven, and they continue living. If their image is not remembered, they kind of dissipate into nothingness. Well, we're going to kind of recreate that, at least here in the rectory. What's very important and central in the Mexican and in other traditions as well are candles. Candles speak to us of the eternal flame, like on President Kennedy's grave, the eternal flame that was lit by his family at his funeral and still continues burning. So the candles speak to us that life continues beyond what we might think, oh, their candle was blown out because they died. Each of these candles here are LED light, like we've been suggesting. Some of them will turn on tomorrow morning as well, and others will just have to be turned off with other batteries. So first we put the candles up. And then I have my own personal collection of pictures. Pictures, dear pictures of family members. Here's one of my father's first visit to Poland after World War II, and with his brothers and sisters, all who are deceased. My grandmother from Poland, whom I never met, here, Babcia Rosalia. My mother's side of the family, the Goranka family. Most of the people here, all are deceased, and we remember them. Putting their picture up, remembers, in the Mexican tradition means they're remembered forever. And one of my favorites of all time is this picture of my uncle, grandfather, and parents at our family Easter table. So placing them in between the candles, even in the Mexican tradition, placing some food, their favorite food, or a bottle of their favorite tequila or vodka, if that's what they enjoyed. But sometimes they play trick and leave it empty because they believe that sometimes the people come and check out and have a shot, and then the bottle's empty. Okay? So it's a happy remembrance as well. A very jolly one. So here is one aspect of putting out the pictures. Drawing from a Korean tradition, which I think is just awesome, it's chain, hooking together with paper clips and rubber bands. Here's an example of that. The end of this remembrance chain. Different funeral cards. And here you have the paper clip and a rubber band. Makes it kind of pliable, elastic. Placing it kind of tightly around one card and the next. Here we have one of remembering St. John Paul, who was a saint, but I like to remember him on this day. And hanging him at your heaven window as a chain. A chain that's unbroken memory. A very beautiful, I think, or expressive way to remember your deceased. And even at certain times of the November, you can take one off and read one and tell the story of the person. So we have a makeshift here, or adapted is a better word, Day of the Dead table with the candles, very significant to the Mexican and other traditions, lighting candles on the grave. You have the pictures, which remembering a person by a picture means they still live on in eternal memory. And the Korean tradition here of just putting a list of the names of the deceased members of the family and praying for them during November or during their harvest November month. Lastly, the remembrance chain made of paper clips, rubber bands, everything that's in the home, and all those funeral cards that you've gotten from the funerals you've attended. And kind of reigning over this eternal memory here is Our Lady, shrouded this month in black, the color of the earth, from which our deceased beloved family members will rise out of the earth, just like wheat and flowers that are planted into new and everlasting and most incomparable life of light. So here, our Coco movie adaptation of the Day of the Dead table, the Korean remembrance, and our own funeral remembrance chain. Something for November. And remember to say, eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and to let perpetual light shine upon them. Check out the tandem article that goes with this. Praised